It's not just LSU that gets disrespect. So is Coach O since the moment he's hired. There's not a perception he's a great coach. Well, now he goes out, he gets Joe Brady, they reinvent the offense. Who is Coach O today as a head coach?
I think he's the same guy he was when I was beating on the table for him to get the job. He's a motivator. He motivates players to play hard. Listen, there's this overall arching thing that you have to be some wizard, X's and O's wise, or you have to be able to go up on the chalkboard and make everybody not understand what you're putting up there until you put a game plan together. Ed O didn't try to come and be that. He said it. He told us, I'm not going to try to be the guy that was at Ole Miss. I've learned. So he learned from that. You know what great coaches do? They delegate power. That's why they pluck coaches from Nick Saban every year, because he's surrounded by great guys that can get the job done. Ed O did the same thing. Hey, Joe Brady, I need to go to a spread. You know what? I identified the fact that you've been around Sean Payton and Drew Brees for this long and how successful that offense is. Come over here and do some of that. Steve Ensminger, I want to use our athletes. I want to put guys in man-to-man situations and see if we can win 50-50 balls. And that's what they did all season long. And then, Joe, listen, I'm going to simplify this thing for you. I'm going to put you in the best possible position to do what you did this year. And then you got to make the plays. And they did. Ed O has done as good a job. Think about it. This is second year. This is second year, man. I mean, we are going to praise the quarterback, rightfully so. We're going to praise Joe Brady. Ed O had to fire Matt Canada, like after one season. He had to make that decision and live with the fact that it didn't work out. So, I mean, it's a tremendous amount of credit. But one thing you all saw, I think last night, and it's easier to say that when you win a national championship, these dudes play for him. And that was the foundation of why he should have been the head coach in the beginning, in my opinion.
It really is reminiscent of what we're seeing in the NFL right now, I think, with a guy like Mike Vrabel, where the buy-in seems so top to bottom from everyone that's a part of that program. But you know this, Marcus, any team you're a part of, if you're the coach, your message has to get to your best guy. And for it to get to 9 and Joe Burrow, and you were the first one. I remember we talked to you earlier in the season, and you said going into every game, this LSU team feels like they got a chance because we got 9 with us. And last night we saw him get banged up a little bit coming out of the half and respond to that. I mean, what do you say about the last chapter of the Joe Burrow book that got added last night in that title game?
It's unbelievable, man. I mean, you know, I've told Dan, and me and RC were talking as well, Ryan Clark. I think this, for me, I've been around this game a long time, and I understand it in and out. But to me, what Joe Burrow did really signaled how important the quarterback position really is. Like, it changes everything. When you have one, it changes everything, right? You can either build different, you can put your teams in situations where you possibly wouldn't get a win, but because you got that guy. Watching him, though, man, we're going to talk about how many yards he passed for and the touchdowns and the receiving core and how good these skill guys was around him. Dude, the confidence, man. Like, first of all, to say that we're going to score 40 to 60. After you put 67 points on Oklahoma and the first thing you bring up is the 2 touchdowns you missed. Like, this dude was operating on a whole different level. And it was like everybody thought I was taking shots at Trevor Lawrence by saying Joe Burrow was the better quarterback. Dude, this was one of those Giannis seasons, one of those LeBron seasons. Like, and look, do you replicate it? I don't know. He'll be the first-round pick. Cincinnati will find out if he can be that guy for years to come. But it's just you have these – like, we'll look back and say, damn, we did witness – like the best season by any quarterback ever in college football.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.